Yes. Okay. So hello everyone. So we are team Mine Ride. We are 3 people. So there is Victor, Alex, and me, Luis. Sorry, I clicking wrong. Okay. So we are going to present our application. There is it's moving. Okay. So we are going to present our application, which is a mobile game. It is a team-based game, and it is mainly focused for the Steam users. So, first of all, where does this idea come from? The idea comes from the fact that we used to be students using a lot of public transports as we were students, and one of the aspects that we found was that it was often boring. Sometimes you have nothing to do but just wait, and also there was not much communication between the other travelers. So we had to find something to do.
Yes, so we thought of the idea that we needed to interconnect people, travelers together. So we have thought of an idea to connect people at the same station and to compete against other people at other stations. So basically the game will be team-based, so that's going to be a really important core component of our idea. And so we wanted to find a really simple but yet fun and challenging way of doing that, and what better way to do than to use games to do that. So our idea was about a game. Yes, you can go on. Yeah, so the gameplay is pretty simple, pretty straightforward. We are using actually localization of the player, geolocalization of the player to match him to a particular bus stop. And every people connected to that bus stop will be part of the same team as that person, so that there will be huge teams at the same bus stop, and it will be matched to another team randomly in the city to another bus stop, obviously in the city of Brussels. So yeah, that's going to be a really short game because we wanted it to be feasible in only one stop. So when you are in the bus, you need to be able to finish it before you arrive to the next bus stop, obviously, because people could just get out of the bus without finishing the game, which could be a problem and be pretty frustrating, so we wanted to cope with that. Yeah. So let's
just giving a quick word about the game universe, because every game needs a funny universe, a catchy atmosphere. So the universe we choose is dwarves. So each player will be playing as a dwarf, and the dwarves are very greedy for resources and wealthy resources. So we choose the mithril, which is a rare legendary metal. It's kind of the currency of the game, which fits with the strategy. So the dwarves will be attacking as clans or families or whatever, and they will be fighting each other as teams. As the dwarves work in mines and they travel with carriages, that was a universe which fits with the public transports. So these are some aspects we will find in the game, and voila.
Yes. So we've made a little simulation. On the front end, we didn't actually code anything yet. We mostly focused on the back end thing for the game. So we have a little prototype here. So basically, you start at the main screen. As you can see, there's a really simple menu. It has to be really simple. I think if it has to be in the public transport, so you need to only click, and be able to play the game. So yeah, when you start the game, you're gonna be matched to a particular bus stop. So now I'm at Merod, I think. Yeah, probably Merod. And so you start the game. You automatically match to a team on the same bus station or subway station or something like that. There is 3 people right now, as you can see. So I'm the red carriage. So as you can see there, there is nobody yet in the enemy team, but that there is some people who are going to be added automatically to the team. So Rogier is the station that I will be facing. So yeah, one person has been added there. So the goal is pretty simple. It's just to swipe projectiles at him by swiping, simple swipe and type mechanics. Yeah, that's about it.
So we will show you now some mock-ups of the main application pages. So this is the main page with the instant button play. So whenever you want to play, you can join a team. And we have the three main buttons: the profile, high scores, and achievements, which is some kind of classic in current games. So the page with profile is about statistics and data about the player. We have the high scores, classic. So we have global. We would have different high scores, such as the global, daily, eventually Facebook high scores. Sorry, and the achievements. Okay. Okay, sorry.
Yes, is it possible to see how it proceeds?
No, so yeah, we didn't finish it, as you can see. So yeah, the more important part will be the technical aspects. We have a console application that's not very interesting to show because it's just simple text. What we did for now is, we didn't we plan for demo right now because it's not visual. But what we did is already to parse the GTFS, which is the data that is actually static from the STIP. So we have already all the locations from the bus stops from the STIP. We've as well started to create an API in order to retrieve live information about the bus that the players will be in. So we have the geolocation of the player as well. So we are already getting that data. What we didn't do yet is to take those two data and put them together in order to determine which is the closest bus stop from the player. So we have those two separate stuff. But we think it's pretty feasible from what we've done so far. So lack of time there. Yeah, that's about it. Is it answer the question? Yeah.
You only used static data from the Open Data Portal, not the localization?
We did both. We used only the static data in order to just have all the locations of all the bus stops, but we need as well the live location of the bus, of the line that the player is. So we have that as well.
Okay.
When we can use it?
Sorry?
We have been trying to use it and we have not implemented it yet.
Okay. But it's foreseen.
Yeah. It's needed.
What is the fun part of the game? Why would I install the game? Why would I recommend my friends to install the game?
Teamwork.
So the core component of the game is really the team aspect out of it. So if you have some friends with you actually in the same line, you can play together in the same team. And I think we really believe that's the fun factor, that you are really playing against other players, that it can be done instantly. You don't need anything. You just turn on your game. It's going to be pretty quick. There's only one game. We have as well other ideas for game concept, but we didn't finish the slides, so we didn't present to that. But the idea are all really pretty straightforward. It's probably 1 minute games maximum. That's it. So that's pretty intuitive. That's pretty quick. We believe it's pretty fun. But yeah, that's.
It's a really harsh question because I really like the whole concept of the thing, but the point of the hackathon is to improve public transport, and I don't quite get how this does that.
Okay.
Simply.
Yeah. So what we believe is that it's pretty boring to be in the bus. When I'm on the bus, I'm just lost in my mind. I'm not doing anything. There is no fun factor in the bus right now. I'm taking the bus pretty often, so it's gonna be short travel, and we believe that's a big problem actually for the bus. If we don't have fun, if we can have fun between that period, if it's just really something that you look forward to, then there is already a problem, we believe. So it's a bit of aspect of gamifying what I believe is a boring task, and that's really the fun factor out of it, and that's how it's improving actually the public transport, is to make it fun, actually, to make something an activity.
Just to understand the game, what is the link between the game and really being in the public transport? You could do the game in another condition, somewhere else.
Yes.
So what we believe was funny is that it's a kind of strategic, but as well really up to do with the orientation of the smartphone, because you have really to target the enemy player. In the bus, it's not always steady, so there is already a difficult aspect to it. So that's actually generating a challenge for the players in order to target really the enemies precisely. And it's as well that it's pretty simple. It's just a swipe mechanics. We are used to do that in smartphones and stuff like that. It's really a natural motion for us. So it's merged naturally with the game idea that we thought of. That needed to be really simple as well to understandable.
Imagine your application would be a huge success and everybody's playing it. I see data collecting for STIP. What kind of data would this generate? Imagining that there's a lot of players in the game.
What kind of problem would generate? Do we? Okay. What kind of data? Okay. Can you answer?
One of the main ideas we had about that, well, one of the primary useful data STIP could get from that is better localization of their bus, because sometimes the bus or the metro would not have a precise location, and every player could send back their position to improve, to give more information about their position, their current position, considering they are in the bus. Or,
okay, thank you.
Okay, next up, it's Briefly. You can applaud for Briefly.